Wow, this is International Volunteers Day 2024, and the United Nations recognize it as International Volunteers Day for economic and social development, because that's what it is. It is for development purposes. So, the United Nations Volunteers demonstrates commitment to communities and the well-being of United Nations volunteers across. Volunteers are not just for the United Nations alone, but across the world, doing different things and different stages. And because volunteers are very important in all factors, in all sectors of the world, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, in his goodwill message, says this: volunteers embody the best of humanity. On this important day, let's draw inspiration from their example and resolve to do our part to help shape a better world for all. So that is Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres. Thank you for that message, sir. It's well appreciated. So on behalf of other volunteers, because I do volunteer and I love it. Volunteering is an art of making use of your skill set in environments that you'll normally be waiting for to have a real working environment. But here, you have a practical environment with people up and down and up to do things. So apart from the humanitarian services which the United Nations volunteers offer, I'm talking about medical, and that's in healthcare, education, entertainment. You have volunteers all around those sectors, all around those places. I mean, you need volunteers. Yes, ask anyone, you need volunteers. So to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals as the SDGs, volunteer support to achieve it is very important in all stages. I remember to use the hashtag IVD2024. Volunteering is an intergenerational circle, and the United Nations General Assembly chooses 5th of December each year to celebrate volunteers, and this was done in 1985. That is to tell you how long, how far volunteering has come. So it is part of humanity, and it will go for as long as possible. Now, did you know that the monthly number of volunteers aged 15 years and above amounts to 862.4 million worldwide? I guess you didn't know. Now, 6.5% of working age people worldwide engage in formal volunteering via an organization or association. I do volunteer for organizations and associations too. So I know that this is important because there are some skill sets that are learned while volunteering. Like you say, okay, I don't need this, I don't need that. But while volunteering, you get to do this and that. You switch roles, so you get to learn on the job. It's a job. Volunteering is a job, really, because it's you getting to know yourself. You get to learn about yourself in other situations other than the situation you are in. So a significant percentage of people carry out multiple types of volunteer work. Now, most volunteer work continues to be arranged informally between individuals, with 14.3% of the global population participating in it. While formal volunteers are mostly men, informal volunteers are more likely to be women. Don't forget to use the hashtag 16 days of activism. Don't forget that. Now, I tell you that this day is very special. The executive coordinator of the United Nations Volunteers, Tony Kubanov, also gave us a message, and he says, online volunteers are becoming a digital powerhouse of the United Nations. They work from afar but are at the core of peace, humanitarian, and development efforts. They bring data science into action and walk the talk on volunteering. I mean, what else do you think we are doing while volunteering? Volunteering is the act of performing a role not adequately paid for, but learning the skill set needed for that role and to be cared for, and that's what it means. So the organizations care for the volunteers while the volunteers are going to perform the roles needed to be performed. Volunteering is a very rewarding act of service, if you ask me. So those people that their love languages are acts of service, really. So volunteering is here for them. Volunteering is here for people that they love or love them, to show them the act of kindness. Don't forget to celebrate that volunteer around you. So when I started volunteering, I noticed someone was more into more volunteering opportunities than me, and he's not that too old, but he's experienced in volunteering, and I used to call him head volunteer because I met him doing that before me. So this is someone who has done go up and down volunteering. So he has got